Imagine a lone piper's mournful tune echoing through the mist-shrouded battlements of a castle, a ghostly sentinel from a forgotten war. What if I told you that in some of the world's most beautiful and ancient castles, the past isn't just history, it's a living, breathing presence? These aren't just fairy tales. We're about to unlock the gates to some of the most haunted castles on Earth, places where chilling legends and ghostly apparitions are as real as the stone walls themselves. So, dim the lights and prepare yourself. We're going on a journey where history refuses to stay buried. Our first stop is the infamous Leap Castle in Ireland, often called the most haunted castle in the world. Its history is soaked in betrayal and bloodshed. The most terrifying part, the Bloody Chapel. In the 16th century, a fierce rivalry between two brothers of the O'Carroll clan came to a horrifying end right here. One brother, a priest, was celebrating Mass when the other stormed in and ran him through with a sword. He died on the very altar. For centuries since, visitors have reported seeing the priest's ghost, a dark shadow lingering in the chapel, sometimes accompanied by an inexplicable cold spot and the faint, unsettling smell of sulfur. But the priest isn't alone. In the early 1900s, workers discovered a secret dungeon hidden behind a wall in the chapel. Inside, they found a nightmarish sight, countless human skeletons piled on top of spikes. This oubliette, a throwaway prison, was where unwanted guests or enemies were dropped to their doom. The sheer volume of suffering in that small space is said to have spawned something truly malevolent and grotesque. Hunched creature known as the Elemental. It's described as having a decaying face and a putrid stench, a manifestation of pure evil born from centuries of pain. Even the castle's owners have spoken of encountering it. Would you dare spend a night in the Bloody Chapel? Now, let's cross the Channel to England and the towering fortress of Chillingham Castle in Northumberland. This castle proudly bills itself as Britain's most haunted, with a history of war, torture, and execution stretching back to the 12th century. It's no surprise its walls have stories to tell. The most famous resident spirit is the Blue Boy, or the Radiant Boy. For years, guests staying in what is now the Pink Room would report being awakened by the heart-wrenching wails of a child. As the cries faded, a brilliant blue halo of light would appear, hovering over the bed, revealing the ghostly figure of a young boy dressed in blue. The hauntings were so consistent and terrifying that many refused to enter the room. Then, during renovations in the 20th century, a shocking discovery was made within the thick stone walls near the very room. Workers unearthed the skeletons of a man and a young boy, entombed with fragments of blue cloth. Ever since their discovery and proper burial, the hauntings of the Blue Boy have largely ceased. But that doesn't mean Chillingham is quiet. Visitors still report being pushed by unseen hands in the chapel, hearing disembodied whispers in the King Edward room, and seeing the ghostly figure of Lady Mary Berkeley, who haunts the halls searching for her husband who abandoned her. From the chilling English countryside, we travel to the romantic landscapes of Scotland, home to Glamis Castle, the childhood home of the Queen Mother and the setting for Shakespeare's Macbeth. But behind its fairy tale facade lies a dark and enduring legend. The castle's most famous ghost is the Earl of Crawford, a man so wicked and obsessed with gambling that he's known as Earl Beardy. The story goes that one stormy Saturday night, he demanded a game of cards. When his guests refused to play on the Sabbath, he flew into a rage, swearing he would play with the devil himself if no one else would. Moments later, a tall, dark stranger appeared at the castle gates and offered to play. The stranger was the devil. They retired to a hidden room to play, and the sounds of cursing and shouting echoed through the castle. Earl Beardy lost his soul in that game. He is now said to be eternally trapped in that secret chamber, damned to play cards with the devil until Judgment Day. For centuries, people have reported hearing stomping, shouting, and the rattling of dice coming from a walled-off section of the castle. Some have even seen his tormented face peering from a barred window, a prisoner in his own home for all eternity. It's a chilling reminder that some wagers have consequences that last forever. Our next destination takes us to Central Europe, to the hauntingly beautiful Paranormal Castle in Slovenia. This is not just a castle. It's a fortress built into the mouth of a cave, a masterpiece of medieval engineering. It was the stronghold of a 15th century knight named Arizim Luger, a real-life Robin Hood figure. Arizim defied the powerful Habsburg Empire for over a year, using a secret network of caves behind the castle to smuggle in supplies, mocking his besiegers from the safety of his impenetrable fortress. He seemed invincible, but like many tales, this one ends in betrayal. A servant, bribed by the enemy, was instructed to signal when Arizim was in the one vulnerable part of the castle, a toilet, which was located on the uppermost floor on the very edge of the structure. The servant lit a candle, and the besiegers fired a single cannonball. It struck its target, and Arizim met a rather undignified end. Today, it's said that Arizim's defiant spirit still wanders his beloved castle. Visitors and staff have reported hearing hoofbeats from the caves below, seeing shadowy figures in the halls, and feeling a sudden, unexplained drop in temperature. His ghost is said to be forever guarding his fortress, perhaps still angry at the betrayal that led to his downfall. A spectral knight who refuses to surrender his home even in death. Finally, we journey to the rolling hills of Romania, to a castle shrouded in dark folklore, Corvin Castle. This Gothic masterpiece looks like it was plucked straight from a vampire movie, and it has a history to match. While often linked to Vlad the Impaler, the inspiration for Dracula, its most persistent ghost story is not about him, but about the prisoners he allegedly kept. Legend says Vlad imprisoned several Turkish soldiers in the castle's dungeons. He promised them their freedom if they could dig a well and find water. The men toiled for 15 long years, digging through solid rock with their bare hands. When they finally struck water, Vlad's successors went back on the promise and had the prisoners executed instead. Before they died, they carved a message into the well's wall that reads, "You have water, but you have no soul." The well is still there, and so, it seems, are the spirits of the wronged prisoners. Visitors have reported seeing strange, misty apparitions in photographs taken near the well and in the dungeons. Eerie noises, disembodied voices, and unexplained cold spots are common in the torture chambers, where the echoes of immense suffering seem to be permanently etched into the stone. It's a powerful, tragic tale of a promise broken and a lingering injustice that refuses to be forgotten. From tragic priests and cursed gamblers to betrayed knights and forgotten prisoners, these castles are more than just stone and mortar. They are monuments to human drama, holding the echoes of love, war, and betrayal within their ancient walls. The stories they tell remind us that the past is never truly gone. It lingers in the shadows, whispers on the wind, and sometimes it even reaches out to touch us. Think about the history of the buildings in your own town. What stories might be hidden just beneath the surface, waiting to be told? Could your home, your school, or your workplace have its own ghostly resonance? The world is full of these incredible, chilling places, each with its own unique legends. If you've been captivated by these tales of haunted castles and want to explore more of the world's most mysterious and spine-tingling locations, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have so many more dark histories and ghostly encounters to share with you. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows. Until next time, stay curious and watch where you step. You never know who or what might be walking beside you.